What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another highly combustible reaction. We're going to be jumping into something interesting, 100% interesting. Foods that are banned in Europe, but not in the U.S. We got our Food and Drug Administration. Do I trust everything they say? No. Do I believe that everybody's doing things that are for the benefit of people and not for putting money in their pocket? No. Do I believe that it's crazy that if I want to get something that's not FDA approved, it's illegal and you could throw me in jail? Absolutely. I think it's nuts. Here in Thailand, like legitimately, you can walk into the pharmacy and just be like, hey, this is what I'm sick with. I need some cold medication. It doesn't matter what it is. They're going to hand it to you right there. Like everything that you need, just walk to the pharmacy and get it. You know what that does? It makes it less taboo, so people don't want to as much to go overdose on it when there's free access to it everywhere. I'm just saying, the prescription thing is a problem. Foods and drugs and all these chemicals and shit that we're putting in foods is a problem. Why is it that we have so many preservatives and stuff in America? Why do we need to keep food for 12 and 13 years? We're here right now. Who's gonna eat it 13 years from now? Like, what's giving us cancer? Why is everything in America got a damn sign on it that says this premises contains products that are known to give you cancer? There's a lot of things that I'm not necessarily 100% trustworthy on when it comes to what they allow us to put in our body versus what they don't allow us to put in our body. The FDA took away hydroxycut. Why? Because people were having heart attacks because they were misusing it. Like that kind of thing. If something works, why do we get rid of it? If something doesn't work, why do we accept it and say that it does? Like, there's different things out there, a whole bunch of different things to believe. I don't know that I believe all of them. I do know that different countries, though, have different rules. And different countries allow different things for the health of their citizens. So let's find out what foods are banned in Europe, but not in the U.S. If you guys enjoy it, go over and show Top 10 some love on their channel. We're already subbed up. We're already hitting the like button. Hey, we already know Simon Whistler. The man has a voice that'll take you or your mind on a journey. You'll definitely learn something. Let's see what we got. Let's go.
Just before we get started, some of you might know that I have another channel called Mega Projects, which is all about mega projects. If you don't subscribe to that, please do. Well, by popular demand, I wanted to cover some things on that channel that weren't quite mega enough for it, so I present to you a new channel called Side Projects, which is no longer that new, but hey, here we are. It covers secret Soviet space weapons, World War II's greatest airplanes, history's lost treasures, and the movement of London Bridge from London to a random town in America. Stuff like that. New videos 3 times a week on Side Projects. So if you are thinking you don't get enough videos from me, well, problem solved. There is a link below. The European Union is as suspicious as ever when it comes to foodstuffs containing chemicals, unnatural dyes, and meat treated with synthetic growth hormones. Since 1981, the EU has had stringent rules for the importation of food to its markets, and those rules have only gotten stricter with time. In 1989, it banned as many as 6 growth hormones, launching a trade dispute which has lasted 30 years and counting. In 2003, it permanently banned 1 synthetic growth hormone while provisionally banning 5 others, and a whole host of dyes, chemicals, and preservatives are persona non grata in the EU as well. From hard-shelled candy delights, milk, dyed salmon, and beef and pork treated with all kinds of hormones. Here,
I'm gonna say that the only people that are upset about them giving a damn is the people that are trying to make money on putting chemicals in the damn food. The last time I checked, a cow that eats grass will grow. Like, legitimately, why do we need to pump them full of hormones? Why, especially in America, do we need such large freaking portions per individual? That's probably why we're the land of elephants without any elephants.
Are 10 foods banned in parts of the European Union that are not banned in the United States.
That probably should be.
Number
so pay
10,
attention,
Skittles.
Americans.
While not banned in the entire EU, Skittles are banned in Sweden and Norway for containing yellow...
Really?
by number 5 and 6. In most parts of the EU, all that's required of the Wrigley Company, a division of Mars Inc., is to include a disclaimer suggesting that the candy could cause adverse health effects and hyperactivity. Still, it's thought that these dyes can cause allergic reactions in some people, and FDA tests have shown that red dye 40, yellow 5, and yellow 6 all contain cancer-causing agents like benzodiazepine and 4-aminobiphentyl, and the levels released in the body could be much higher than the FDA is reporting, thanks to the fact that routine tests tend to find less of these cancer-causing carcinogens than when they actually pass through the colon. Still, we've never heard of anyone in the US being hospitalized after eating Skittles, but maybe that's just what they want you to think. Number 9.
That's terrifying. You just made my hair stand up with that. Maybe that's what they want you to think. This is gonna make me second guess all kinds of stuff.
RBGH or RBST milk. The main reason cited by the European Union for banning both recombinant bovine growth hormone and its synthetic counterpart, recombinant bovine somatotropin (RBST), officially is due to animal cruelty concerns, but there may be other adverse health effects linked to the use of these hormones. Both RBGH and RBST have been tenuously linked to the developments of certain cancers. In addition to that, the FDA found that further study would have to be conducted to determine the impact these hormones would have on the liver and other organs. But in addition to the potential adverse health effects of RBGH in humans, cattle treated with the growth hormone are more likely to come down with a nasty case of mastitis, inflammatory reaction in the udder tissue caused by infection from microorganisms. As a result of this disease, cattle in the US are treated with antibiotics, eliminating mastocyst infections, but potentially causing other problems further down the line. Although the World Health Organization is primarily concerned about the over-reliance and overuse of antibiotics in humans, claiming that this could lead to the evolution of a superbug, 90% of antibiotics consumed aren't taken by humans. They're fed to otherwise healthy animals. And experts warn that this could lead to our livestock essentially becoming superbug factories. As the bacteria they harbor become more and more resistant to antibiotics, it's only a matter of time before these traits get passed on to bacteria that are harmful to humans.
You see? You know that if it was any company that just went out and killed 100, 150,000 people, just went out and just did it, then we would have an issue with it. But when they do it over time, and when they get you needing a certain product and really, really wanting a certain product, and then what? Then we don't give a damn? Then we don't care the companies are out there with products that are legitimately killing people? It's just, oh, if you want to kill yourself, go ahead. But assisted suicide, nope. Because we want to keep making money from, like, how the hell does any of it work? It makes no damn sense.
8. Papaya, corn, and soy. The genetically modified organisms, or GMOs, used in vegetables and fruit in the US have allegedly been linked to some nasty health problems. However, whether this is actually the case, we just don't know. While it is true that the US treats its produce and fruit with GMOs to make them more resistant to different diseases, and this can be largely beneficial, more research does need to be conducted in order to determine which of these is harmful to humans. Unlike the US and the FDA, the EU takes a far more cautious approach when it comes to approving GMOs, meaning that they must pass rigorous tests and environmental monitoring before they are deemed safe for consumption by citizens in their countries.
I mean, even in America, though, it's hard to find actual fresh fruit unless you find somebody that has a tree. Even if you go to the supermarket in America, the fruit and vegetables that you buy there was picked during season, early, and frozen. Now, I don't know what the studies are on things being frozen losing their nutritional value. I'd have to look up that. I'm not a nutritionist by any stretch of the imagination. But to only get frozen produce, to only have produce that has come from some big-ass factory freezer somewhere because, oh, we don't grow it in season, like that kind of thing. Everything, my mom has told me that everything that they get is damn near almost everything has been through a freezer. So what kind of effects do we have there on top of all of this damn hormones and growth things? Why do we need everything to be bigger? Why does a head of lettuce need to be ginormous? Like, what are we doing here besides letting people make money on killing people?
However, even their system is not perfect. Recently, a batch of GMO-treated papaya began circulating through EU-controlled markets. The culprits appear to be farmers in Thailand who mass-produced GMO-treated crops. Number 7. Breads containing azodicarbonamide. Azodicarbonamide, ADA for short, is a chemical used to bleach breads in order to increase their shelf life. Recently, companies like Subway, McDonald's, and other fast food restaurants have come under fire for using this chemical. ADA is also the chemical that allows bubbles to form inside foams and plastics like vinyl. The EU banned ADA because of its potential harmful effects on human health. Both potassium bromate's a chemical used in bread that helps it rise in the oven.
Can I just say that the last time that I baked bread, even when I had a shop, like it was yeast and flour and sugar and like what are we doing here? What's the need for a bunch of chemicals? What's the need for bread to have a shelf life of 30 days? Just make the shit and push it out. Like,
and ADA have been linked to kidney and thyroid cancers in rats. So if China,
because we don't
Brazil,
give a
and the
damn.
European Union have all banned the use of this chemical in their breads, well, why haven't the US? The fact of the matter is that the FDA just doesn't think it's dangerous. After multiple studies, it's ruled that it's not.
How does every country's Food and Drug Administration have differing opinions on stuff? How about we get everybody together and figure out what the hell is actually bad for you?
Harmful in humans? The question you have to ask yourself is, well, which research do you trust more? And why? Number 6. Chlorine washed chicken. Chlorine plays many roles in the industrialized world. It's a powerful tool for cleaning water supplies which otherwise might become contaminated and lead to the development of cholera when ingested, a disease which is extremely fatal if left untreated. But it's also used to clean other things, like chicken. Chlorine washed chicken means just that, chicken that's been washed with chlorinated water. According to most websites devoted to chicken and all things related to chicken, it's the internet, of course these websites exist, chlorine washing is a food safety practice which helps keep harmful bacteria from growing on poultry. But while the EU doesn't think that washing your poultry in chlorinated water will lead to adverse health effects, they do think it's a method of covering up poor hygiene practices. This understandably has made US exporters incredibly angry, as it's a decision not based in scientific evidence, but rather on paranoia. Number 5. Instant mashed potatoes. While the FDA will argue otherwise, the preservatives butylated hydroxyanazole, BHA, and butylated hydroxytoluene found in instant mashed potatoes, and pretty much every single packaged food you buy in the US, have been known to cause some cancers in rats. They're also known to impair blood clotting when consumed in high quantities, among other symptoms like hyperactivity. BHA and BHT are used primarily to prevent foods from excreting oils. This prevents them from going rancid and extends their shelf life. And you can probably guess what the European Union did about this. If you guessed that they outright banned them, then congratulations, you are correct. The strange thing about the situation is that the FDA admits that BHA and BHT are probably a bit carcinogenic in nature. The FDA certified these food additives as GRAs, generally recognized as safe, but this just means that they're only regarded as safe up until a certain amount is consumed and never underwent pre-market review. Number 4. Mountain Dew. You might be surprised to learn that your favorite lemon lime soda may contain a chemical typically used in a flame retardant, and this is an ingredient that has been banned in over 100 countries. The FDA tested the ingredients in Mountain Dew and found that they lacked enough conclusive data on one of its main ingredients, brominated vegetable oil, to decide whether or not it was safe to consume, although it's still labeled as GRAS. Of course, across the pond, it's a different story. Because it competes with iodine for receptor sites in the body, high levels of brominated vegetable oil in humans can lead to thyroid problems, autoimmune diseases, and potentially cancer. In fact, bromine is considered a toxin. Although brominated vegetable oil is still legal in the United States, Pepsi and Coke
See, I was gonna say something about this. This is how, like a lot of our Mountain Dews in Afghanistan, look, they would just say it would say orange juice and a whole bunch of other, but it wouldn't have a whole bunch of chemicals. It wouldn't have a lot of the same stuff. It would taste very similar, but there were clear differences. I got a can sent to me in the mail, put it up next to the damn bottle from the PX over there, and the ones that we were getting while we were on that side of the world, they contained a lot less of the things that you couldn't pronounce than the ones from America.
Decided to remove the ingredient from their soft drinks after public backlash. Number 3. Farmed salmon. Eating salmon has all kinds of health benefits, but people consuming anything other than freshwater or organic salmon might be consuming a harmful carcinogen. The European Union has outright banned farm-raised salmon for good reason. So what exactly separates farmed salmon from freshwater salmon? Well, that's the fact that salmon that are raised on farms are typically fed an unnatural diet of grain, antibiotics, and other other drugs that leave their meat an unhealthy looking grey. Propagators of farm-raised salmon use a chemical known as
eating no damn gray
astaxanthin
salmon,
to
I'll tell you
dye
that
the
right now.
unhealthy grey away. You're probably guessing astaxanthin has been banned in the EU due to health concerns, and you'd be right. What's more is that freshwater salmon growing up on natural food sources retains a vibrant pink quality. Number 2. US pork. Pigs in the United States are typically given food laced with ractopamine, a growth promotion drug which helps animals remain lean. The drug basically mimics the effects of stress hormones, allowing for the production of more meat while keeping feed consumption relatively low. So what might be the problem with this? Well, the company that produces the drug, Elanco, did their own testing on the drug, and this might be a decent indicator that some corners might have been cut. Shortly after the FDA approved the drug for use in American pork products, farmers began reporting that more and more pigs became non-ambulatory, which is a fancy way of saying that they can't stand or walk. These pigs tend to get treated very poorly in US slaughterhouses, getting trampled and dragged by workers and electrically shocked by cattle prods in a cruel effort to get them moving again. More than 218,000 pigs are recorded as having this condition. The FDA accused Elanco of withholding information. But despite this news, the drug is still allowed in the US. All that's changed is a big old disclaimer listing the drug's side effects. On this one, we can't really blame the EU for banning it. Sometimes being cautious pays off. Number 1. US beef. Much like the EU's reasoning on banning US-sourced milk, meat sourced from cattle raised on growth hormones cannot be imported to the European Union. Believe it or not, this decision has resulted in a long-standing trade dispute between the US and the EU, lasting 30 years and counting. Unlike milk, however, the ban on US beef extends to 6 different growth hormones, with estradiol being permanently banned and 5 others provisionally banned. This has resulted in US retaliation in the form of tariffs on selected food imports from the EU, an action that the EU has heavily criticized. Not all US beef is banned in the EU, though. Just recently,
don't let us poison your people, and we're gonna get upset with you and take away and put tariffs. Get out of here.
Allow a certain market share for companies looking to export organic beef.
All this from the greatest country in the world.
The US claims that the EU's decision is not based on scientific evidence and that they're not treating farms that use synthetic growth hormones fairly. So I really hope you found that video interesting. If you did, please do hit that thumbs up button below. Don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching.
There was a time where farmers grew things to eat. And you know what? Sometimes they might have had to deal with bugs. Sometimes they might have got an infestation. Sometimes the weather would have trashed a crop. But we've come to a time where we just delete all of those possibilities by using chemicals. I don't know. We let them do it. We let them approve these things. We just by not even giving a damn, by not reading, by not caring, by not knowing, by just putting 100% trust and confidence in the people above us. Like, legitimately, we think everybody's in it for our good so that we can have a happy life and we can have the American way. Everybody could get that American dream. No. We need to be more aware. We need to be more cautious. We need to pay attention. Why would you purposely? If I was poisoning any one of you, I would go to jail. But we got companies poisoning us and nobody gives a damn. Nobody there to fight on our behalf. If you guys enjoyed it, go show Top 10 some love. Go show all of the channels. I'm going to put all his channels down there because Simon Whistler is the man. Like, legitimately, the projects channel, this Top 10s thing, all of it. Very, very cool. Very, very thought out. Things people need to know. If you guys enjoyed it, go show them some love. All of the links are down there inside the description. Hit the like button if you liked it, the dislike button if you decided to check out the other video up there, or one of these guys up here. Tell the next one how combustible. You guys be happy, healthy, safe. Love you to the moon and back. Peace.